Greetings. Today's topic is Jamaica 1000% added value to ground produce, 300,000 new employees, extra US $10 billion annually. We will be discussing the above topic in today's presentation. First, I'm making a request for you to support this channel by subscribing, liking, and sharing today's video. Also, feel free to take part in discussions below. Today's four main points for discussions are: 1. How to gain up to 1000% added value to the farm foods that Jamaica produce, and 2. Bringing 300,000 people out of occasional jobs, casual jobs, and hustling in the formal economy. Bringing the tourism industry to every parish in Jamaica through a new ecotourism model. And 4, adding an extra US $10 billion per year to Jamaica's GDP through the tourism industry. The government of Jamaica has been speaking a lot about the added value to products that has been eluding Jamaica for many decades. While I agree that people need to be upskilled so that Jamaica can get the added value to whatever product or services that the country is producing. However, there are not much more opportunities that Jamaica will have to add value to anything that the country produces than to plant some food crop, then serve those ground food produce on a plate to the visitors who visits our country. That is like adding 1000% value, or 10 times some ground food produce at the market value, when the food is served to the visitors from overseas on the plate. Note that it is also earning foreign currency for Jamaica, as the visitors will be paying for the food using their foreign currency one way or the other. The effects is like the food has been exported without leaving Jamaica, because visitors comes to our shore and buy the food using their foreign currencies. Hence, the government need to target 10 parishes with the least tourism developments, or target 10 zones with high unemployment rates, including people who are out of work but not actively seeking employment. A large parish like St. Elizabeth, which is the joint largest parish in Jamaica, could have 2 of the 10 zones for this project. Then 6,000 all-inclusive hotel rooms to be placed in each zone. That would provide 6,000 to 9,000 direct full-time jobs for each zone, with twice that amount of indirect jobs linked to the tourism industry. Those 10 parishes or zones would add 60,000 extra hotel rooms to the country, tripling the current 30,000 hotel rooms in Jamaica, bringing it to about 90,000 hotel rooms in total. The government have already started to make great inroads into the 60,000 extra hotel rooms that I believe the country needs rapidly. The Minister of Tourism has already announced that there are 20,000 extra hotel rooms in the pipeline. Some of the extra 20,000 hotel rooms has already started to be built, while others are at various stages of planning, Hence, what the government needs to do is to add another 40,000 hotel rooms to the 20,000 already announced. I believe that the extra 20,000 hotel rooms that the government has announced are probably all on the north coast of Jamaica. Also, the existing 30,000 hotel rooms that are currently in Jamaica are mainly on the north coast. The government now needs to shift its emphasis to developing the south coast, especially when it comes to the lower end market, large all-inclusive hotel model. It won't be long before some parishes on the north coast run out of hotel workers who are willing to work in minimum wage jobs. Hence, the north coast hoteliers may need to start shifting to a higher end tourism product. That way, the hoteliers on the north coast will be able to pay their highly trained staff about 50% above the minimum wage rate. The government does not need to wait until the hoteliers in the congested parishes on the north coast start pressuring the government for cheap immigrant workers to work in the all-inclusive hotels on the north coast. Jamaica's main contribution from tourism seems to be the benefits that tourism provides for the country's labor market. If the government is pressured into allowing migrant workers into the tourism industry, then tourism would have lost its main purpose in Jamaica. The population would then develop a negative attitude towards the tourism industry. Some Jamaicans are already saying that the tourism industry isn't benefiting Jamaica. Using migrant workers to work in the tourism industry would just add to the negativity that some people have towards the tourism industry in Jamaica. It is the responsibility of the government to plan ahead in terms of tourism and the labor market in Jamaica. It is the Jamaican government who should decide where the hotels are needed in the country. It should not be up to the investors to decide where they want to put the hotels. There are lots of European hoteliers who want to invest in Jamaica, according to the Minister of Tourism. The government needs to think strategically on what is best for the citizens of Jamaica in terms of where the hotels should be. The government is supposed to use the tourism industry to develop the country and its people. Lots of developments are needed on the south coast of Jamaica, and there are lots of unemployed people on the south coast of Jamaica. Hence, instead of the government keep lamenting on how hoteliers cannot get staff to work in the hotels, the government need to bring the hotels to where people are begging for jobs. These are the people who would benefit the most from the tourism industry in Jamaica, the unskilled workforce who are begging for jobs. Those 10 regions that I mentioned earlier will add almost 30,000 jobs to each of the 10 new or developed tourism zones in rural Jamaica. The 6,000 hotel rooms in each zone that the government could offer franchises for, does not need to be in the same town or the same community. Each zone could be split over 3 to 5 towns within a particular zone or parish. I know that a large parish like St. Elizabeth, which is larger than St. James and Hanover put together, also St. Elizabeth, is larger than Kingston and St. Mary put together. Hence, St. Elizabeth could easily have 2 zones spreading over 6 to 10 towns or communities, then offer franchises for 1,000 to 2,000 hotel rooms for each town. For example, Black River, Bluefields, Hodges, Parity, Southfield, and the famous Treasure Beach with its popular 6 Mile Beach could easily accommodate 2,000 hotel rooms each. There are numerous other beach towns and communities in St. Elizabeth. Also, some of the above named towns does have more than one beach that I know of personally. Hence, a parish like St. Elizabeth could easily accommodate 2 zones with a total of 12,000 hotel rooms. However, I'm not advocating for that, as the tourism product need to be distributed around the country where people need jobs and where communities need developments. Hence, I'm not saying that you should have 2 zones in St. Elizabeth. 6,000 hotel rooms is enough. I know many hotels in St. Elizabeth that have either closed or on the market for sale or is struggling at the moment to stay open. These hotels were doing well 40 to 30 years ago, both in the tourism industry and with local entertainment shows, etc. They need to be revived like they used to be in the 1980s and 1990s so that they can create employment for the lower working class and youth in the parish. Alongside the US $10 billion that the extra 6,000 hotel rooms will add to the Jamaican economy, agriculture would also add an extra US $5 billion to the country's economy each year. That's a total of US $15 billion added to the country's economy each year through tourism and agriculture, doubling Jamaica's GDP from US $15 billion to US $30 billion every year, year on year. See my earlier video on how agriculture needs to grow by 20% each year. The government is 1/3 of the way there already in the tourism sector, with the announcement of a possible 20,000 hotel rooms in the pipeline. They just need to triple that number in the next 18 to 24 months, with the completion dates set for the next 5 years. That way, the country will have everything completed 1 year before the Jamaica Vision 2030 goals, etc. Great strides are also being made on the agriculture front, with the announcement of using the water from the Black River to irrigate the parish of St. Elizabeth, especially the Southfields area. What other tourism plans could be better than to bring our visitors to the bread basket parish of Jamaica, offering fresh produce straight from the farms to the plate. That is all the added value that Jamaica really needs to grow its economy rapidly in the short to medium term, while at the same time doubling the country's GDP and raising the standard of living in every corner and every sector of Jamaica. Thanks for watching this video. To support this channel, please share and subscribe and leave your comments below. God bless you. God bless our Prime Minister. God bless the Jamaican Parliament. And God bless Jamaica. Until my next video, peace.